In these past months, I have felt that my strength has decreased, and I have asked God, earnestly in prayer, to enlighten me, and with His light, make me take the right decision, not for my good, but for the good of the Church. I have taken this step in full awareness of its gravity and also its rarity, however, with a profound serenity of spirit. Loving the Church also means having the courage to take difficult and anguished choices, always having in mind the good of the Church and not oneself.
I'm also deeply grateful for the understanding, support, and prayers of so many of you, not only here in Rome, but also throughout the world. The decision I have made after much prayer is the fruit of a serene trust in God's will and the deep love of Christ's Church. I will continue to accompany the Church with my prayers, and I ask each of you to pray for me and for the new Pope.
Pope Benedict's tenure was marked by several scandals, perhaps most notably his handling of sexual abuse scandals in the Catholic Church, including allegations he ignored at least one case of abuse while serving as a cardinal. Documents show in 1985, when he was known as Cardinal Ratzinger, he delayed efforts to defrock a priest convicted of molesting children. Meanwhile, last year, he oversaw an assessment from the Vatican that found the largest and most influential group of Catholic nuns in the United States had, quote, serious doctrinal problems because it had challenged the Church's teachings on homosexuality and the male-only priesthood, among other things. More recently, Italian news sources say an investigation by 3 cardinals into leaked Vatican documents show rampant corruption in the Vatican ranks. For more, we go to San Francisco, where we're joined by Matthew Fox. He's the author of over 24 books, most recently, The Pope's War, why Ratzinger's secret crusade has imperiled the Church and how it can be saved. He's a former Catholic priest who was first stopped from teaching liberation theology and creation spirituality by then Cardinal Ratzinger. Fox was then expelled from the Dominican order to which he'd belonged for 34 years. He currently serves as an Episcopal priest. Matthew Fox, welcome to Democracy Now! Can you first respond to the Pope stepping down and the significance?
Well, thank you, Amy and Juan. I really appreciate your journalism. It means a lot to a lot of us. Yeah, I think I'll take the Pope at his word here when he says he's tired. I would be tired, too, if I left as much devastation in my wake as he has. First, as Inquisitor General under the previous Pope, he brought the Inquisition back. And it's true, I was one of the theologians expelled by him, but I list 104 others in my book, and it keeps growing. The list keeps growing. So that's how history will remember this man as bringing the Inquisition back, which is completely contrary to the spirit and the teachings of the Second Vatican Council, which was an effort to reform the Church. So I think he's stepping down because he can't take it anymore. It's become a viper's nest there, obviously, the Vatican is. I really think that, as a theologian, I see the Holy Spirit at work in all this. I think that the Catholic Church, as we know it, the structure of the Vatican is passé. We're moving beyond it, and it's become a viper's nest. It's really sick what's going on. Obviously, the cover-up of the pedophile priests, and you can see it everywhere. Cardinal Mahoney in Los Angeles is cardinal in Scotland. Cardinal Law, who was elevated after he left Boston, given a promotion, running a 4th century basilica in Rome. And this Pope himself, the recent documentary came out a week or two ago from HBO about how the buck stopped with him regarding these horrible things that went on at a school for the deaf in Milwaukee, where over 200 boys, deaf boys, were abused by a priest, and Ratzinger knew it. This Father Maciel, who was so close to the previous Pope that he took him on plane rides with him, abused 20 seminarians, and he had 2 wives on the side and abused 4 of his own children. And Ratzinger knew about this man for 10 years. That document was on his desk, and he did nothing until the year 2005. So history and cheerleading of popes, what I call papalatry, will not cover up the facts. This has been the most sordid 42 years of Catholic history since the Borgias. And as I say, I think it's really about ending that church as we know it. I think Protestantism, too, needs a reboot. I think all of Christianity can get back more to the teachings of Jesus, a revolutionary around love and justice, that's what it's about. And that's why there's been such fierce resistance all along from the right wing. The CIA has been involved in especially with Pope John Paul II, the decimation of liberation theology all over South America, the replacing of these heroic leaders, including bishops and cardinals, with Opus Dei cardinals and bishops who are, well, frankly, it's a fascist organization, Opus Dei is. It's all about obedience. It's not about ideas or theology. They haven't produced one theologian in 40 years. They produce canon lawyers and people who infiltrate where the power is, whether it's the media, the Supreme Court, or the FBI, the CIA, and finance, especially in Europe.
Well,
so
I'd like to ask
it's
you
been a very sordid mess that's been going on.